Why are you doing this? Hello humans of the universe, heroes, villains, and everything in between. I'm Not Pokemon. Today, Young Justice. Hey, let's all just step back for a second, okay? Let's begin. So I first watched this show when it had 2 or 3 seasons, and I originally enjoyed the show. It had a fun atmosphere and reminded me of a modern Justice League and Justice League Unlimited, but older and with less of a standout design. And well, it's the younger Justice, not the Justice League, but anyways, I'm just whelmed by the first season, and it was what I expected. It was fun and interesting, and I liked all the characters: Dick Grayson, Aqualad, Kid Flash, Superboy, Miss Martian. It seemed like a good ensemble and the story was good, but that's not what we're here to talk about. Let's spiral. So let's just cry for a second before we move on. Okay, now let's get to the bad stuff. Season 3 and 4. These seasons, it loses all the fun and becomes all about the drama, and it's kind of forgets what it came from. The story becomes this hectic secret extra plot, this do that, and it turns into one of these drama shows that get drowned out just for too long, and it adds unnecessary drama in exchange for anything else. The show becomes bloated with characters and not in an interesting way like Justice League Unlimited, and it creates this here's this guy, here's his 50 episode story arc, and no one actually cares about him or her or whoever. Oh, here we go. Sad story arches that aren't really story arcs. 4 red arrows, kiss him, Artemis. Oh no, let's just go back to neutrally raising my sister's child. Oh, and that simple, interesting storyline about me and my sister has been overinflated after it had a solid end, and wow, look, my father. Oh, that point when it was interesting and I was hiding it from the gang and now it's spiraled. Is that Jason Todd? Why is he here? You remember everyone's sweet love stories in the first season? Well, Tim Drake and Wonder Girl. Oh, never mind. The Bat Family has emancipated themselves from the Justice League. I was looking for a different word, but I couldn't find it. No, but seriously, this show went downhill after the first 2 seasons, and the problem hits mostly in season 4 because sometimes you get hope that the next one will be better. But I could only watch half of season 4 and then I was out. I just couldn't handle the drama. The never-ending cliffhangers and the stupid drown-out storylines with way too much drama. And that White Shazam lady done just horribly. She might have become evil, I don't know. Like I said, I couldn't finish watching it even though I love some of the characters. Like Nightwing and Zatanna, she had a bigger plot in this season and I didn't get to see it. Also, Superboy and Miss Martian have a wedding, then a bunch of mystery that again, I don't know about or care about. The show is mostly brought down by the over-the-top drama and it just doesn't feel fun or interesting anymore. And even important things, Project Cadmus and other big villain boards, and it sort of muddies and messes up the fun we had before. Like Whelmed in all those fun quotes and friendships from season 1 that we built up and that made the drama tolerable and makes sense and it fills out the characters. But later it overextends and none of the stories are actually good, so it means nothing. It's not good drama and it's not good story. I said I watched season 3 and season 4 was my breaking point. I just couldn't do it. None of the stories were good. They kept adding things no one cared about, and they introduced Jason Todd, the White Shazam, and they made the big Justice League sort of be more important in this Young Justice, which takes away from our character's world because why would I want to know if I have the Holy Trinity? Also, just want to take a moment to talk about Garfield or Gar or just Beast Boy. He's like on drugs, he's depressed because of his friend's death and what it is happening. I don't even think he beats it, but I don't stick around long enough to find out just because it went on for so long and it never really changed or evolved or felt like it was going somewhere. It's unfun and misses the point of the show. If I wanted to watch teenagers on drugs, I would have watched Euphoria. Okay, but obviously I didn't because I don't watch dramas. I'm a sitcom kind of gal, and don't you forget it. But the pull into way more drama, and this show has really destroyed what made it dynamic, so fun in the first place. It was a slightly more mature spiritual successor to things like Justice League and Justice League Unlimited. It was meant to balance lighthearted and seriousness in a way that sent a message but that you could rewatch, and I'm sad to say I don't think the show is very rewatchable. The drama takes over all the characters and any possible storylines we could have had. Everything is a long-form connected story. There isn't any kind of one-off or self-contained thing. Everything is connected and not in a, oh well, pick up on this and then it will be important later kind of way, but in a, well, this is a whole plot and if I don't watch the whole season, I'll literally have no idea what's going on. And it's sad because I like a lot of the characters. Random side thing here, I think it was the right choice to have it be Superboy, Connor Kent. Before he died. That was so weird. That happened, right? Sorry if it didn't, but I don't really think he's dead, just like Artemis. But I like it being Connor mainly because he's the only suitor boy I like, and he fits into the Project Cadmus thing. Like, no offense to John Kent, but I never liked him, and Connor was always been better to me. Oh, but there was one drama episode that I liked that was self-contained. It was one where Artemis asked Zatanna if she can see Wally again. Also, Zatanna and her father being in the helmet of Naboo or Dr. Fate is also so well done and sad, but in a meaningful way. Also, the helmet is like a Chekhov's gun plot device for this movie. But back to what I was saying, that episode where Zatanna sends her to a fake Wally so she can get what she needs, man, that hurt. But okay episodes in a sea of dragged out annoying ones aside, this show's biggest downfall was that it tried to grow up too much and tried to be that Grey's Anatomy chasing pointless drama, hoping to hook you until the end when the anticlimactic mystery is revealed. All the characters are suddenly filled with darkness, like Miss Martian killing people and trying to make them forget, and that whole drug thing I mentioned earlier. Oh, and that white Shazam girl. What happened to the funny witch boy Clarence? His repertoire with Zatanna, all the fun we had with him. I was honestly interested in the new little girl and what that dynamic might bring, but the rest of everything just weighs all the fun and excitement down. And it's not like it's in exchange for good plot, it's in exchange for pointless drama, and it messes up the feeling and complicates, and it's too complicated for its own good, and yet everything is still surface level. And Batman leaving the Justice League and all that drama, it's a nightmare. Can anyone stand this show or its characters anymore? Honestly, the White Shazam in the last episode I watched was just it for me. Also, when I say White Shazam girl, I mean her suit is white, not anything else. I mean, like, she is white, but anyway. But my point being, this show lost itself and what made it enjoyable to so many people. If I'm gonna be honest, I know I said season 4 was the downfall, but I think it really started in season 2. I mean, they killed a core hero that everyone loved and he was just gone. And then the show kind of lost any sense of identity after that, and I just don't know why. But why did they do this? Did they think the drama would attract more people? Did they believe it would amplify the story in new ways? I just can't fathom it. So what did happen to Young Justice? Well, I believe that when the show got big, the writers believed that by making it more dramatic, more people would stay and watch because they needed to finish the story. But because of that, the characters in the show lost its whole identity. Everything became a gritty reboot, and the only character who didn't really change were Superboy and Nightwing, which Superboy did kind of change, but anyway, and Nightwing did sort of change too. I can't even fathom it. And what the hell, Artemis is like a train wreck. Miss Martian is a murderer. I guess Red Arrow is kind of the same. The problem is the red flags were here from the start of the show. I just was blinded to see it. If you were paying attention, you could have seen exactly where the show was headed, and all the extra plots and characters and bad execution. But I digress for the day, and would like to know what you think of the show. Tell me down in the comments the good, the bad, and the ugly, and like and subscribe. And as always, stay cool, stay weird, stay you, and I'll see you next time. Bye.